Hi there and welcome to Friday Sews. I'm Carole. My channel is called Sew Carole. Welcome, glad to see you. Somebody asked me the other day, a great friend of mine, she said, do you enjoy doing these YouTube? And I said yes. I said, but the thing I hate is the first bit. Hi, I'm Carole. I hate that bit. Once I've gone past the hello bit, I'm fine, but it's just that initial saying hello. So every time I say that now, you can think of me just feeling awkward. Thank you to Jen from Today in Jen's Sewing Room for creating this hashtag and this community. And it's so good to see her again. Normal service has been resumed and we have our, what I call my fairy sew godmother back in charge of us all, and it's just lovely to see her back and all the others. It's just, normal life is resuming. So I made a few things this week and I finished off some things, so I'm going to talk about that, and also a present I got in the post. And firstly, I wanted to start with, now I love yoga and I appreciate many of you won't enjoy yoga, but we had a really interesting yoga session and it does link to sewing, I promise. So we were standing on our mats and it was all about the 4 seasons. So each side of your mat had to be a season. So whether the sort of the top part was spring, summer, autumn, winter. So it's really interesting. So when we did our yoga moves and yoga practices, we'd be facing, say, summer, and then we turn to the side and say autumn. But the one thing about it was, throughout all the seasons, what is the one thing that is a constant in you and constant is in your life? And I tried to think, and I thought, actually, throughout the year, throughout the changes, even when winter, when we're busy, summer, we're out and about, the one thing that is a constant for me is creativity and sewing. Not always sewing, but be it crochet, be it knitting, just playing around with sort of fabric and threads. And so, yeah, I decided that in me throughout the seasons was creativity. So food for thought. I came home and asked my husband, and he thinks it's music for him because he's a drummer. So he thinks music is the thing that stays constant in him year round. Anyway, I thought I'd start with that. But no more yoga talk, I promise. Now, I finished the Disney tops. Now, when I remember last week when I showed you these cute little Disney tops and they're going to be running around, well, they look lovely in that fabric. These are full on. So this is my son-in-law's t-shirt. So that is a lot of Disney fabric that's very bright. So I finished his, and I finished, that was using that quick sew pattern, and this one was the Wardrobe by Me Builder t-shirt, that independent pattern that I bought. So it's a long sleeve one for my daughter. So if you can imagine, it's a lot of that fabric going to be walking around Disneyland Paris. So if you see them, you'll know where it came from. Now, I said independent pattern because when I was talking to someone the other day, they said, what is this indie pattern you're going on about? And of course, it's like management speak, isn't it? It's like a slang. What we meant is independent patterns, indie patterns. So ones that are new ones on the scene. So that's what I mean. It's not a particular brand, it's just a whole new concept of sewing patterns. So that was that. And I made 2 different tops from one pattern. Now, I love this pattern. It's Simplicity 8529. This is showing how different this pattern can be in 2 different fabrics and 2 different styles. Very simple top to make. I made the neck version and the sweatshirt version, and I will show you them now. First of all, I would say that this is not my colour. This is not in my colour palette whatsoever, but I do really like it and it's very autumnal. So this is the first one. It has this half rolled neck. Now I quite like that because it just forms a bit of a crease there, which looks nice. I've got very short neck, so it does hide it a bit. with his sloping shoulders. It's slightly drop shoulder. It's got some beautiful knitted cuffs here, which are really cosy, really lovely. And along the bottom, you can put a knitted band. Now, I prefer to do this on something like this fabric, because if you sewed a hem along there, it would look really amateurish. So just having that knitted cuff means you've got no sewn edges, and the same here. So you've got no stitching, top stitching, so I think it's perfect. I'm really happy with this. It's super cozy, just the right length for me. Yes, I know it's not the ideal colour, but it's raw, it's lovely. The only thing I would say is sewing with this fabric was a little bit of a pig, and I was praying all the way through that I wouldn't have to do any unpicking. But so that's top number 1. Okay, we have top number 2. Same pattern, slightly different view, and the only thing, I think the similarity is it has the cuffs. So this is made out of the sweatshirt fabric that I bought in France when I was there in the summer. It's got the nice knitted cuffs. Now I'm meant to be doing it so the stripes were the other way around on the cuff, but after I cut it I realised I hadn't done that, but actually it looks good, whatever. So again, you've got the slightly dropped sleeve. This time it's got a knitted band. I actually was quite proud of myself with this because I've got the blue line going round, so I was quite proud of myself. It's got the split hem, high-low hem. The only thing is the actual pattern has the split up to here, and I don't like that, so I do reduce it down by about 2 inches actually. So lovely cozy fabric, really nice make. There's something about having knitted cuffs that I just love, this sort of cozy feeling. So that was version number 2. 2 very different looks, same pattern, so it's really worth the money. Now I actually like both of those tops. They've got both very different uses. One thing I didn't say about this one is when you make the neckband that's actually included to make that view there, which is a view which hasn't got a number on it or a letter on it, so I can't tell you which view it is, but the neckband is actually cut way too small. So if you do make this pattern, make that neckband a lot longer, and then you can kind of work out what's right and go in about. By the way, if anyone knows that magic measurement that you need to know to be able to cut a neckband, is it sort of like 90% of the length of neck? If someone could tell me, I mean I could Google it, but I just, because you're so great with knowledge, I just wondered, anybody out there, tell me that wonderful little calculation. I mean I just do it by trial and error, but so that was the one thing I wanted to say about that. Now this one was super cozy fabric, but it was a bit of a nightmare, as I said in the clip, to sew, and luckily I had to do no unpicking, but if I did, I dread to think what would have happened. Oh look, it was white overlocking thread, you didn't see that. So both of these. Now this fabric I got from Joann's when I was in Florida. Jen actually spotted it and found it for me, and I think she thought, yeah, cozy fabric, that would be perfect for Carole back in the UK. She also bought some fabric, I think, to make her to-be grandson a little outfit in cream, and actually that would have been nice as a jumper as well. So good luck, Jen, when you sew that fabric. Another thing I did this week was I made a practice pair of joggers for my grandson, because I've got to make this Ninjago Kai costume in the next couple of weeks. So I made him a practice pair of joggers. I haven't got them to hand, but I just, oh, isn't it brilliant? I just made a size 5, put them on him, fit perfectly, fine, done. I mean, it's just so easy with children because they're just so straight up and down. So I'm going to go ahead and make those, and then he can have those joggers for a spare pair of trousers when he comes here, when Nanny gets him filthy in the garden. Now I ordered, when I was making this sweatshirt that I talked about, I actually used some of my Maraflax, oh gosh, I'm going to say it. The Gutermann thread anyway, the stretchy Gutermann thread, which I can remember if it's Miraflex or Maraflex. I do love this thread, so I ordered from Amazon lots more. I got 2 black, 2 navy, 2 white, and then I've got a beigey colour. So I've got all these rolls. It just makes it so much easier to sew with knits, and there's no risk of a thread popping. So I did a bit of an investment and I ordered some from Amazon. Talking about parcels, lovely Adam. Every week I say lovely Adam sent me this, lovely Adam this. Adam from Adam Sews. I was making those rope bowls and coasters, and I want to do some for Christmas. And I said last week that I went to the craft show and couldn't spot anything that was like that rope at all. And he very kindly, in the post from Amazon again, doesn't Amazon do well, he sent me some rope, 2 coils of this, and it's the cotton rope. So it is 100% cotton, 15 metres, so he gave me 30 metres in total because he got me 2 of these. Now I have given it a try. It is softer and it is slightly thicker than the other rope I got from America, but I think it will do the job, and it's certainly so much better than trying to ship some over. So I'm going to, well, it's going to be featured in the hashtag that he's actually running, a gift to November, when we're going to be making all our Christmas gifts for everybody in November, because we're all going to be organised. I'm going to have a go at making those then, and I'll try and film it, but I am no expert, and it's very much bodge along as I go, but I will definitely be using this. So thank you so much, Adam, you are so generous, and I can never think of anything I can repay you with or send you, because you have everything. So that was really good. Now my Sew magazine came this week. I do subscribe to the Sew magazine and I love it because you get 2 patterns, but recently they haven't been so good. In fact, in the summer we had some duplicates of one we'd had before. Now first of all, they're both very recent patterns. First of all, there's Simplicity 9225. It looks like a very simple dress. When I was on the Zoom call to the girls the other night, I said that just makes it look awful. It's a beautiful colour to there, but there's something about that just doesn't look very attractive. But it has got some beautiful lines on this dress, and it's got some nice princess seams. It's got that lovely gathered bit round the neck with a binding, I would imagine. Even the sleeves are way too long on her. Anyway, apart from that, I wouldn't mind having a go at that, because I think that could be a nice wintry dress. So, and then there was this second pattern, and I loved it because I love the look and the shape of the t-shirt and the jacket. But then I realised that it's actually from a size 18. Now I fully understand that patterns have got to be way more inclusive now, but I was just really disappointed because I do love the shape of that t-shirt and that there. So I might have to gift this to somebody or just hand it into my charity shop. But and you can't actually get this pattern in a smaller size. It only is in this size range, so I was a bit disappointed in that one. On Monday, I am in a amateur orchestra and I play the oboe. I am not good at all. Don't get the impression that I'm any good, because I'm not. But we are doing a concert, and it's last night of the proms, which you probably would have heard of. The idea is we play a lot of British songs, a lot of British flag waving, very similar songs every year. And they've got a dress code, and our dress code is going to be red top, red blouse, black, or blue. Now I threw out my one red blouse I've had for that occasion a couple of years ago, and of course with COVID we just haven't been doing concerts, so I'm now stuck. And yes, I know I could buy something, but we are meant to be sewers. So this is Monday, the concert. I ordered some fabric last night. I just ordered some red viscose. It's Friday, we're going away the weekend, and it's got to be ready by Monday. So I'm hoping I can rattle something together very quickly. And what brought me to mind was it'll be quite warm in the room. Mind you, when I'm playing oboe I get really stressed and really hot anyway, so I don't want anything thick. But I thought this is actually a very quick pattern, and you know I've made this a couple of times before. It's just a basic box top with the sleeves, but there is that sort of frill, and actually that'd be quite nice when you're playing to have a bit of a frill around there. So I'm hoping I can do this in time. I'm hoping the fabric comes in time. Obviously I'm going to have to wash the fabric, and I'm going to have to make it up, and I reckon I'll be making it up from Monday afternoon to it. Actually, I've just not, I have got it in red there, so it's going to be very similar to that, just with some red frill. So fingers crossed Amazon delivers the fabric and I can get that done. Now, I mentioned we were going away at the weekend, and we are going to next county along in Devon on the coast. It's a lovely hotel we've stayed in before. We meant to go last weekend for our anniversary, but couldn't because our poor little doggy was ill. But I have a report, he is so much better. He had a awful infection down the other end, and it was awful, and he's had to have stitches. Anyway, so he's all better now. He's still got to wear that awful cone, do you know what I mean? The lampshade cone around his neck. And we do take it off every now and again to give him a break, but he's so much better. In fact, I'll put a tiny bit of a clip in from last weekend when we had him, my son's dog Rory, and my daughter's dog Reggie, and they're all just charging around the garden. And this 13-year-old dog is trying to keep up with the younger lads. It's quite funny. It's only a tiny bit. So we are going away to Devon, as I said, and there is, I know, a little fabric shop there. And if I remember rightly, it was quite a good one and had some not just quilting fabrics, but they did have some dressmaking fabrics. So, I mean, if the weather's bad, I mean, what else can you do? You just have to pop down to the fabric shop, don't you? And the weather is for showers, so I might just be, and it's in walking distance of the hotel. How fabulous is that? So I'm going to pop down there and have a look. Now, the other thing I've done this week is I've had a crack at some Lutello trousers. Now, I know not everybody's interested in it, but sometimes it's fun just to watch me battling along with this system. I said for a long time I was going to make some trousers next, so I actually started. The trousers I'm having a go at, which is it's kind of like jeans actually, is these here. Whether I'll do the 3 buttons on the bottom, I might. I'm just seeing how they're going. So I'm sort of 70% of the way there. It's been a challenge, obviously, because there's no instructions, so I've got to kind of use the knowledge I've built over the years to try and put these things together. But I'm nearly there, so hopefully within the next week I will put up the video of me making these trousers. I think this was from my booklet about autumn 2 years ago, I think, autumn 2020, I think. So I'm definitely having a go at those. So I think that kind of rounds it off for this week. I know last week's was a really long one. Looking forward to next week. So we're away the weekend. Then I've just got to get cracking on sewing certainly start on this costume. I need to get some kind of gold felt fabric, so that will mean a trip to Hobbycraft, which is a store that sort of does lots of things, very small dressmaking, about 5 patterns I think they do, but they do lots of craft stuff. So I'm going to try and get I want to get some gold and black felt, so I'm going to do that. Hopefully the orchestra concert will go well. We're not an amazing orchestra, but we're all abilities, and it's just fun just to play together as a unit. So that's about it. Thanks to everybody that's in this YouTube community. Honestly, it's changed my life. I am so close to 1,500 subscribers, and if you remember back a couple of months ago when I was celebrating 500, so I'm just off that little bit of 1,500, and to top of that would be just amazing. Thank you everyone to chat to in the comments, always great. I always try to reply within a couple of days. Thanks ever so much for watching, and go and watch everybody else's Friday Sews and see what they've been up to. See you again. Bye.